Let's go. news in the gaming. 1xBet.
Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet.
Respect.
From 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.
And the tiebreaker day is here, and for some reason I am missing from the screen here. I'm Harry, joining me is Otomo, and you're watching the Regional Dota 2 series. Oh, I appeared! Right, Otomo, you didn't expect that. This is instant transmission, Goku stuff. I have a Goku shirt on, but you cannot see it. Otomo, how do you feel today? How do you feel about the results from the whole group stage, and who do you think is winning these 1 versus 1s, which is gonna be setting some of these teams up for success in the playoffs?
I think the 1 versus 1 feel very one-sided, honestly, in both cases. In game 1, Rebel versus XN. Rebel looks better. He has been amazing in the games I've watched him. XN is good, but there's a big MMR difference and there's a big style difference as well. And I think the same thing applies in game 2 between Azatic and Moonlight, which is closer, I'll say, but that one's also the more important one, right? Which is elimination on the line. So both of these...
Is it more important?
I mean, one of them the first one, if you lose, you still get in the playoffs. The second one, if you lose, you're out of the tournament. I think that's more important.
Okay, sure. If you say so, let's go into the groups. Let's see who is actually fighting. How the standings did look throughout this competition. So Liga and 1move are at the same points, meaning that they also went 1-1 when they played versus each other. That's why there is a tiebreaker between these two, and of course it is for who's going to be going to the semifinals and who's going to be going into the play-ins. For people that don't know, first 3 teams, they go into the playoffs. The first team goes directly into the semifinals, and the second and the third go into the play-in to get into it. So we get 6 people in the playoffs. What about Group B, the group that you say it's more important because it's 3rd and 4th place, more important than the 1st and the 2nd, Otomo?
Yes, you just said it. Top 3 go to playoffs and bottom 3 don't. So this is the Rest Farmers versus Monty. It's very crucial. The winner gets to actually play, keep the tournament lives. Am I taking crazy pills? I don't know how you don't see it the same way.
No, you're right. I was poking fun for no reason. I apologize, Otomo. It will never happen again. But first off, we are focusing on the Group A playoff. Tiebreaker. Let's so it's 1 versus 1 mid lane. Both of the matches will be SF versus SF. So we are here looking at Liga 1move. You think that one mid laner has a big advantage over the other?
Yes, but I think Liga's mid laner is just better than 1move's mid laner by quite a bit, honestly. If you're going by MMR, Rebels rank 66, XN is rank 500. Now, I know my friend who is in Europe, he reached rank 9, he reached 9,000 MMR, he's rank 300. That tells you just how insane you have to be rank 66. And the big gap, it's insane. So, I think there's more like 3,000 MMR difference between these two. And Rebel plays lane dominators, you know? Whereas XN's like Zeus, Primal Beast, things like that, where you just kind of like, I don't want to lose the lane, I'll rotate and make space later. So I think there's a big difference between how the two approach the mid lane as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We have a match ready. They've already gotten themselves into it, so let's get into the game to see what's going. XN will be on the Radiant side, Rebel will be on the other one, and of course for our viewers, we still have the QR code for you to download the 1xBet app. The promo code 1XRLGEU is still active until the end of this tournament. You're only gonna have the playoffs to use it, so feel free to do that as well. But in general, I mean, you were talking about who's the lane dominator and stuff, but does that mean that one of them is a better SF player? Maybe XN plays a lot of 1 versus 1s, doesn't have time to increase his natural MMR.
Maybe, but I mean, I'm looking at the item build from the two of them. Rebel's got more stats. He's got 2 branches and a circle. He's probably going for more stats. Whereas XN's going for 2 blood grenades. You're probably not going to be using them early on.
You're going for a kill level 1. Let's go.
True, but he doesn't have any branches. What I mean is, like, you're not going to be using it that early. I'm liking what Rebels has a little bit more from the start.
Okay, one move and Liga agreed not to block whatsoever. That's why they're dancing around. But in general, we should go through the rules. The runes are allowed, the bottles are allowed, the wards are allowed. Farming in jungle is not allowed, and blocking creeps with spells is not allowed. And to be honest, SFs don't have any spells to block creeps with, so that doesn't really matter. Raindrops are allowed, sentries are allowed, smokes are allowed, and there is no time limit like every 1 versus 1 when you host the lobby. 2 kills or the tower gives you the win. In Europe, people have usually been very, very fast in these 1 versus 1, so I'm thinking this is gonna be max like 6-7 minute game.
Yeah, usually, right? Like whenever I see these, it's like you get a couple of bracers and raindrops, and then you know that's kind of it. The items you're gonna see. One time I saw one mid laner go for a Yule Scepter, and he just got crushed while he was trying to build it up. So it's very like stats heavy, regen heavy, and the better player was going to come out ahead.
No, you're right. Rebel is doing a really solid job here. He got 2 denies. He doesn't have any CS currently, but that's going to change fairly soon. To be honest, I love XN's build a bit more with the blood grenades, but I think he didn't play aggressively enough. He had a big advantage in the HP, and he had the kill potential, and he decided not to go for it.
Yeah, that's actually one point that was it's not like I forgot about, but I didn't get a chance to mention, is that it does give you 50 health. So he actually had 60 more health than Rebel level 1. But, you know, as we mentioned, stats do favor Rebel in terms of like damage, armor, attack speed. It's tiny. 2 stats is not much, but adds up.
Definitely does add up. Oh, he pulled the creep into the tower. That's a mistake from Rebel. So now XN will be in a better position. And, Ottomo, you were not right. It seems that XN is doing better.
Is he? I mean, it's 4-2 to 5-3. You know, I don't know. It's very early. Look, I'm saying Rebel's gonna win, and we're gonna see how it comes out.
Okay.
Let's see. One thing that makes it difficult is that when the observer is clicking on heroes, we don't actually know whether he's clicking on Rebel or XN. I don't know which one's.
How don't you know? There is a circle beneath them that shows you which one is clicked.
Ah, so that's Rebel. Okay, cool. What's he going for? Just
what the hell, Ottomo? How long have you been playing Dota for? Like for 30 years? Like, how don't you know this stuff?
I mean, I can see it. Just like how often do you see the same hero in 1 versus 1? You have to click on it. Alright, what's XN building?
I guess it's gonna be like Bracer?
Probably. I saw XN, he had the Bracer queued up. It's pretty helpful. And yeah, just Mango's coming up. A little bit of regen for both players right now.
Oh. Rebel is actually playing a lot more aggressively than his opponent. XN very timid. I feel like if this was Rebel versus somebody of the same aggressiveness, the game would have already been done.
Right, someone would have lost their lives. I don't think that's actually a bad thing. I think if you're being careful in this situation, it's a good thing for XN. You know, the other guy's probably used to people overestimating themselves, making mistakes, so this is good. But at the same time, there's this... Actually, there's not much of a gap. A bit more denies on Rebel, a bit more CS on XN, so it's not a big deal.
No. They're pretty much neck and neck at the moment. XN gets 2 raises there on Rebel, who does have a healing salve, buys another one. So, in general, he is using a lot more gold for regen, and the first one to get the bracer seems to be XN.
Oh, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, XN's actually pulling up very nicely ahead. He is a little bit lower on mana, which might be the factor here. And how Mana is basically your aggression in this game.
Yep. When the other guy doesn't have mana, it's
Oh.
it's a big opening for you to go forward.
Dude, XN's doubling his CS. I mean, maybe Rebel's gonna get a couple here, but he's doubling. That's a good deny on the fly. 2 denies, well done.
It's
by
actually the
XN.
easiest to deny under the tower, because you can get into a good position and actually have a lower travel rate on your right click. Yeah, he's putting in the work here, XN. Rebel, he's not going to be able to get close. You have a glyph available on XN. If he plays this nicely, he can get a couple of denies here. Yep, nicely done. Okay, this is too deep. This is too deep. XN, what the... Oh, that was a mistake from him. 3 tower shots, not something he should have taken.
He salves up, and he's got a bracer to heal up. So it's not the worst thing in the world. What about Rebel? What does he have? I see a bracer on XN. Does Rebel have anything?
I think...
He's building.
Yeah, nothing. The career is
He's
just
building
bring in
towards it.
region.
Is it... This is kind of costing him, because the bracer, not only we talk about the region, but also gives you a decent amount of damage as well. So he's missing out, and you feel it. 7 last hits, 6 denies. That's a big deal.
I even remember it today. It was Dota 1 days. I would play a 1 versus 1 versus a friend of mine, and he would always build Vanguard back in the day.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm gonna buy a Dagon and kill you, ha ha ha. And then he comes in with the Vanguard and he doesn't care. I'm like Dagoning him and it just doesn't work. So it doesn't matter if it's Puck versus Puck, SF versus SF, Lesh versus Lesh. He always had a Vanguard and he always crushed me. Then I started copying him, and then we just started smacking each other forever. Obviously, Vanguard is way too expensive for professional players. But back in the day, we were just kids, you know, learning the ways of Dota.
Yeah, the main mistake of my brother, he bought Mechanism on every hero. He's like, it gives me 250 extra health. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so. So no matter what, sniper carry, I have a mech on him. That was a lot of fun back then as well.
Of course, that's the best one. And of course, the only ultis that counted were Lina and Lion. Everything else was crap.
Yep. And Lincoln Sphere also, he's like, I'll get... Oh, do you remember when Kraken Shell could remove Doom? It had this thing where every 7 seconds it removes debuffs, and it would remove Doom.
I did.
Like,
I don't remember that. I really don't. I mean, there were a lot of little things in Dota back then that I didn't pay attention to, so...
It was bullshit. But you know what's not bullshit? XN is crushing this. He has two bracers. He's asking if raindrops are allowed. Apparently raindrops are allowed. Maybe he wasn't aware of it.
As they
but
are.
Rebel's gonna get it. I don't think that in the rules it does say it's allowed. But it doesn't really matter. XN is just 2 bracers is such an advantage.
Yep, even with Rebel having the raindrop, it makes no difference. Literally makes no difference at the moment, because you use the raise onto the double bracer hero and it does nothing either way, so that's fine.
And how close is XN to level 7? Because Rebel just hit 6. I think XN's been like at 6 for a while now. This careful style that XN's been playing has forced Rebel to go into sort of recovery mode, where he's like, I'm not gonna get a quick kill and end this.
Okay, our admin at Uvu is usually our main stats guy. He's probably not gonna have this, but I think in terms of European 1 versus 1s, this is the most passive, the longest one that has gone without the first blood. I am fairly certain that every other one there was a first blood like in the first 2 minutes. Here, these guys are really taking it slow. This reminds me a bit of Latin America. This is how their 1 versus 1s have been.
It's like, okay, maybe they hear us. They're like, all right, let's put on a little bit of aggression here. They're starting to even... XN's going for power treads. He's like, I have time to get... You don't often see boots, power treads, upgrades in this one, because, like you said, the matches don't go this late.
Yeah, but this one does. There is no time limit, guys. Sometimes there's time limits, and then if somebody has a kill over the enemy or more damage down to the tower, they're gonna be declared the winner. Not here. In this one, there's no rounds. There's basically you fight until knockdown, not like or knockout. Sorry, not like these new boxing matches where like you go 10 rounds and nobody goes down. You know, no, it's
points.
Yeah, this is like Mike Tyson days. Though in that one, people will get knocked out at like round 1.
This is like until someone sort of gets a concussion. You know, we're like, is he still breathing? But they're good, but he can't fight good. This is the level we want from these two. By the way, sometimes we see Wraith bands being picked up in these 1v1s, but not in this one, because health is so much more important. doesn't really give you much of a benefit. Interesting fortify, just so that he can push him back into the lane.
Yeah, that was. I don't think that was the greatest fortification usage in general.
Same.
But
As Rebel also wants a second bracer, but he is so behind. Dude, 21 CS, 28 denies between them. Jeez. No, sorry, 18 denies. 18 denies. My bad.
It's okay. You're a math teacher, so you don't really have to get the calculations right.
I only taught math for 1 semester, okay?
You taught math. That's it.
Yes.
You know that a lot of people who play Dota. I'm kidding. Dota people are definitely good at math. Definitely calculations, because they always get the wisdom runes right and stuff like that. So that's not easy.
No, it's not. As in the lane, how we're looking at Shadow Fiend. He's thinking of upgrade. Sorry, Xam's like Shadow Fiend. Xam's thinking of upgrading his magic wand. Rebel still working on that second bracer. As again, this is such a gap right now happening.
Imagine we cast this and SF is using the raise onto the SF, and the SF is gonna get two charges of the raise onto the SF. That would be very confusing. Even the people who'd watch this, they'd have to mute us if they would want to understand what the hell was going on.
The level difference is getting quite something though. XN is level 8, Rebel's still level 7. He's like, generally level 7 is the one that matters, right? Because you max out Shadow Rays, the points after aren't the biggest deal, but the extra souls, they do help. And, you know, just adding more and more damage.
Yeah, you say so, but I don't see the end of this. The towers aren't taking damage. The players are playing relatively passively. Rebel has 21 charges, so he's not really going to die. And as you mentioned, both of the players have their raises maxed out, so they can definitely shove out the waves if they want to.
Oh, there's a difference actually. One of them has Rebel has his ultimate, but XN does not. He went for max Necromastery, so focusing more on getting that extra damage and CS, and it has been working out quite a bit for him. So that is one thing. Like Rebel's thinking, all right, maybe I can go and get my ultimate off, but he's definitely felt like the one who's a little bit more aggressive, more into getting that kill.
Do you speak demon language? What does "Ohish glutis" all mean?
I don't speak demon language, but my son does, so I'll ask him after the game.
Okay, makes sense.
He'll be like, oh.
Makes sense.
He'll be like, oh, it means get me my toy or something like that. Like, yes, that makes perfect sense.
Exactly. As is XN gonna be? Yeah, he has his ulti now. Okay, with max souls. Come on, XN, walk into his face. I know SFs aren't necessarily too nice looking, but you know, you have to look yourself in the mirror in the morning at least.
Wow, I'm looking at... oh, wait, we got something?
Yeah, now he's going for the Requiem. Rebel is threatening as well. I'm gonna release my souls. No, I'm gonna release my souls. You hang up. No, you hang up. It just goes to show that these guys love each other.
Okay, by the way, I did not know this before, but did you know that Presence of the Dark Lord, when you kill a hero, it's buffed for 20 seconds and reduces armor even more?
Of course.
You knew this, really?
Of course. Dude. Like, do you even read patch notes? I mean, there's patch notes every 2 years, and you cannot even read them.
I just like the other day I was with T Panda and we found out that Sven's Great Cleave gives him bonus strength. We were like flabbergasted. We were like, what? It does that? Since when?
They changed it from his ulti when you activate it to his Great Cleave.
But it's only 12 strength. It's not the biggest amount.
Well, you know, when you get 200% added damage, right? It adds up.
It does. Rebel is not going for any raindrops, and he doesn't have any. Oh, he doesn't have any blood grenades. So I feel like he's. I don't know if I would say slowing down, but somehow less interested in going for the kill.
Yeah, I think now it's a game of who's gonna get bored first.
I think so too. I was about to say the same. I think Rebel might get bored first, actually. Of the two, I think Rebel will be like, alright, I'm done. This is not worth it. For the record, what's on the line is 10 RES points and 5,000 USD, and of course starting in further in the tournament. But that's like what's on the line right now in this particular game.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Liga... I mean, even one move have really good chances of going through the play-ins anyways.
Yep.
Oh...
But imagine you're in a one versus one game. It's $5,000 on the line. You're like, I'm bored, man. He's not dying.
I mean, yeah, but you have to share it with like your teammates and your coach. And are they the ones playing? No. Right,
No.
so it's at some point you're gonna be thinking, guys, what is the hell is your contribution? If they're not behind their mid laners currently with pom poms and just screaming their names, Ray, Bull, right? Then I would completely get behind some of them giving up.
No, I bet like half of them are just sleeping. Then they wake up. They're like, "Did you win?" And they're like, "No, I didn't win." Oh, you suck then, bro. Like, what the hell did you
Who
do?
is sleeping at 2 p.m.?
Well, hey man, sometimes they might need a nap.
Oh,
as
Rabel is in
XN.
trouble. XN coming forward.
XN?
Rabel is threatening with his ulti, and now XN is
Oh, he
threatening
gets
with his
out.
ulti. But Rabel gets out first. There's the glyph. This
Oh,
time around,
no.
it's a really good one with the blood grenade coming forward. The next raise is gonna hurt Rabel so much. And now XN with the Requiem. He kills him, but he's gonna die in the process. No, as the Fairy Fire, he'll
Or
be
not.
fine. He gets the first blood versus Rabel and Otomo. It seems more and more to me that you were not right in terms of who's gonna be winning this matchup.
He probably practices a lot of 1 versus 1 SF mid. All right, that's not anywhere in the record. How am I supposed to find it?
MMR is just a number, then they might not have made it forward but in this tournament, but his sentence remains true.
The big thing is that XN has went for a lot of stats. He's got the 2 bracers and the strength power treads has given him a lot. He's 1.6 health, 1.3 on Rebel. So it's just so much. And of course he's got the raindrop. Rebel has kind of given up on those small stat items, and that's why XN has been winning it.
XN has been winning it because he has 86 CS, 43 denies,
That's true.
and Rabel has 49 CS and 15 denies. So in all metrics here, I am seeing that XN is twice as good as Rabel, even though you
Yes.
told me differently, and I trusted you because you're my analyst.
Hey man, I mean, like, it's not my. You know, talk to the player. I'm not the one who's losing this.
You hyped him up.
But-
I know that Rabel is strong, but
I
this is
did.
just it. Some people are very good at 1 versus 1s, and you never know.
They are, and by the way, XN's almost level 12. Rebel is like 10 and a half. Well, that's CS. Well, yeah, that's it. So XN now has level 2 ultimate, which is a big. It's like 50% more damage on it.
It's a big deal. Now there will be a blood grenade used by Rabel, who is running forward. I think he has gotten sick of this, and the tower will be going for him. Now XN has
He's
the opportunity to come forward and end it for good. One move are gonna be first, going directly into the semifinals, and Rabel will have to tell his teammates why he lost and why they have to play an extra game 2 days from now, because on the 21st is where the playoffs will start. For people that might not know, today is the 19th. We saw our faces there for a second. They were looking quite beautiful, but the Group A standings now looks pretty good for one move, because they should be on the first spot.
That was very different than the other one, than a lot of the 1v versus 1s we've seen. You know, it's a little bit slower pace. It was very different approaches. Rebel went for the kill, XN went for the stats. XN was getting that advantage early on and just snowballed. He was like 5 CS ahead at 2.5 minutes, I want to say, and then became 40 CS by the time the game was over. So I it's very impressive. XN could really take that and be like, yeah, guys, I crushed it.
Okay, this though is not that important. You classified this game as not that important. We can just throw it away. $5,000, some RES points, nah, right? This is the next one is gonna be for elimination, meaning that you won't get the chance to get the grand prize of $25,000, the grand prize of 100 RES points. Very easy path to going to the LAN. You win just one tournament here, and considering that there's 4 teams coming from Europe into the LAN in Belgrade, there is a good chance that just one tournament win is gonna be enough points for you to go forward. So Otomo, let's focus on that one. I want to hear your thoughts, because you're notoriously good for knowing which of the mid laners is going to win.
All right, I think Moonlight is gonna take this one because he is, you know, he's new to the scene. He's proving himself. Higher MMR, which we have to highlight. And he plays zero the expected 1 versus 1. Storm Spirit, Lina, Void Spirit, things like that. Azantic, similar to Rebel, where he plays, sorry, to XN, where he plays like Earth Spirit, Zeus, Primal Beast. It doesn't strike me as a very lane dominant mid. I've been wrong before you say anything, but I will be right this time.
I really like how you say he plays Earth Spirit, like with disgust. If we would be writing a book, said Otomo with disgust, that would be the way that we would be explaining it. But yeah, those are definitely not the heroes with which you dominate the lane, but they're heroes with which you find ways to do well in the lane despite being against all odds. So if you are given even more, then maybe you are going to be able to perform incredibly good. Though I have to say, every single time I would pick a mid laner from Eastern Europe to win versus a Western European mid laner, because Western Europeans are, in my mind, better at macro game, understanding how to move. Eastern European, these guys are just, I crushed you in the mid lane, it's over, I won, right? I know how they think, so I'm all in on Moonlight here. I agree with you.
I think I like your point about what you're saying, right, about like the Eastern European versus Western European mentality. I always thought Western European players were the best at maximizing like items and stats and working together as a team. And I get this or you get that. Whereas in Eastern Europe, it's more like, I'm going to use this spell, we're going to kill this guy, we're going to go shut down this person. It's very, we always talk about the spell casting so much better. The way they play mechanically feels better from Eastern Europe. So I'm with you there. I think Moonlight also takes it in that one.
And we'll see if that's the case. Zantic definitely has more experience, right? And that has to account for something. Sometimes, you know, you go and play football versus some old guys, and you can run faster, you can shoot stronger, you can push them, but they kind of know how to use your strength against you, right? Something. Well, what would be a martial art that would do that? That doesn't matter. Some
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
Judo?
Yeah, judo. Judo and jiu-jitsu are pretty good examples of that.
I mean, I always remember that a girl kicked my ass in jiu-jitsu and she was like, you know, it's like they're like tiny and stuff, and I'm, you know, amazingly strong and powerful, and she did that as well. So it may, you know, I can see that working. However, because Moonlight is kind of a pop star new guy, I think he's going to be more into winning it. We saw in the previous one, I felt like Rebel got bored. You said the same thing. I think Adzanti might be like, you know, I've got a career. Oh wait, Illumination is on the line. He probably can't be the same as Rebel.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, right? It's not the same as Rebel, who thought at some point, I probably am not gonna win this. This is a drag. Let's just go forward, see what I'm capable of. You're of course not gonna be capable of winning versus a hero that has 500 HP more than you, and then you die and lose. So I think that here you're right, and things are gonna be taken a lot more seriously from the start. One thing though I've seen so far is when we had three-way ties, usually it was the guy who played first that did a lot better than the ones later on, because that first game is a warm-up in some way, because in 1 versus 1s the first 2-3 creeps actually do matter quite a lot. And I think if some of these guys were smart to actually play a 1 versus 1 versus their carry player, let's say, they would have a huge advantage. But obviously we do not have that information. The information that we do have is that we have some gentlemen here between these two guys. So they agreed to not buy any sentry wards and not pick up the runes, even though we as our production, our admins, they allow it, right? But these guys, they made a conscious decision of their own, and this is why it's very important for TOs to talk to the players so that we can assert some rules that are great with everybody, so that in the end everybody is happy. Otomo, are you happy?
I like it. I like that they're saying that, because that means I want to focus more on just being in the lane, fighting each other, and sort of like whoever wins, wins. Whereas like if it's ruins, rotating out, things like that, I plan sentry, you plan sentry, I plan sentry, it's not as much fun. So it's just like pure CS and kills. That's what we want to see.
Yep, and Dota used to be much more simpler. We talked a little bit of Otomo. Matrix is attacking you. You're becoming like Neo has entered you, and I didn't know that you were an agent.
I don't know why. It's green and I'm white. How is this a thing? I'm trying to move it around to get it. Oh my lord.
Okay, listen to me, Otomo. Take your microphone and move it a little bit upwards. Doesn't work? It works.
There you go.
Yeah, you see, Otomo, you just need to know how to hack the Matrix, right? That has to be the case, right? By your looks, people would assume that you do know how to do it, but it seems that you're just not the guy. As the match will start, so let's get ourselves into it. we can get into it. Again, download the 1xBet app. Guys, this app, it's so awesome, right? Even if you don't like the bet, which makes it so much more fun, you have some amazing stats that you're going to be able to read from it, from multiple matches, multiple tournaments, multiple games, as well as some traditional sports. So feel free to download that one. It's just a QR code away.
All right, so small differences between them. You can see there in the item build. Well, there's a Tango for Xantic as well as an Iron Branch, whereas you look at Moonlight, he's actually gone for a Salve as well as a Circlet, and no Iron Branch. Small things, but you know, it's like a little bit more stats for Xantic. Just literally more stat.
So, which one would you prefer? A 1 stat or a Salve?
I like the Xantic's build because the Tangos, if you're half-life, you can use it. Whereas the Salve is a little bit more like, I have to wait until I'm quite desperate to use the Salve. So I think that's nicer for Xantic.
Okay, I get it.
I think that's the smaller commitment to healing is good. Plus, you can always just eat the branch later. So that's fine.
Is that gonna change the fact how these two approach it? In a sense, maybe Moonlight is just gonna go straight forward, be like, you have Tangos, I have a Salve, we both get super low, like 100 HP, and then I can have the advantage. Is that something that he's gonna maybe try for?
That's a good way of thinking about it, yes. Because it's like, let's both expand our healing, but I heal fast and I'm back into the action earlier. Because if it's going to be like, I harass, you harass a little bit, it favors Xantic by a lot more.
Okay, well, what about these wards in the mid lane? Did you see how they placed them? They made a square.
It's basically the same thing. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to see who's going to be able to get that CS going. No one started off... Oh, actually, I was going to say... both of them have blood grenades with no raindrops, and I was like, oh yeah, raindrops don't pop in that early anyway.
Which minute do raindrops come in? There's the blood grenade!
3.
And of course you know that, Optima. Oh, that was so close!
Ooh. It is, but Moonlight kind of gets what he wants, right? They harass each other to about 20% health. At Xantic, whoa! He wants to go and cancel it. It does with the blood grenade, but most of the healing was already used anyway.
Let's see what now. The mango was used at Xantic. Very nice long range raise. Try saying that 5 times in a row. Long range raise, long range raise, long range raise, long range raise. I'm pretty good at this, Ottomo. Now you try.
You are. This is your ability to repeat the same word multiple times is astounding.
Okay, you're just now making fun of me because you don't want to try
Yes.
it. You know it's gonna be hard, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna be assuming you're chicken and declaring myself the winner of who knows what, as Xantic and Moonlight are still going at it, and Moonlight is doing better. As I said, Eastern European player every single time.
Yep, I agree with you. I think Moonlight's also like comes in as the better player in this one, in this particular matchup. And 3 more CS, 2 more denies, 1 more deny now, but it's adding up slowly. It's a lot more aggressive than the previous.
At Xantic? At Zinc? That makes sense.
No, I was gonna say it's a lot more aggressive than the previous game.
Yeah, for sure. They're both getting close to I don't want to say that, lower than half HP multiple times, which is something that we barely saw in the first couple of minutes in the previous one. And I did get confirmation from our admins that in the first 2 minutes there were always kills in the previous Europe tournament when they fought, and there were, I think, a lot of tiebreakers. There was a 1 round robin and another one, so 4 tiebreakers happened.
Xantic was in a little bit of trouble. He didn't have any mana, but he bought 2 mangoes. It's delivered, so now he's able to actually fight a little bit if he wants to, challenge the Moonlight. It's closer than the previous game as well. Couple of CS now. It is favoring Moonlight, but we saw a bigger lead in the previous one.
Yeah, for sure. Now the blocks coming in. It should be better for Moonlight in general.
Xantic's only put 1 point Shadow Race, 2 in Necromastery. Moonlight's gone the other way. Yeah, he doesn't want to go for the kill on Xantic.
I think if Moonlight is paying attention, he can just go up the high ground.
Because I saw Xantic land the Shadow Rays, and I was like, that's not a lot of damage. That doesn't seem like 160 to me. And it's like, yeah, it's level 1. Whoa.
Do you think it's a misclick?
I think he realized he was behind CS and he's trying to use this to recover.
Okay, nice dodge on the ball.
Or it's a misclick. Or it's a misclick. Sometimes you think, oh, it's a big brain play. Then you talk to the player, he's like, yeah, I messed up. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. We're always gonna make it seem like it's a big brain play, right? Because viewers love it. They're like, oh, how he's so smart, right? And then
he's brilliant.
Then in interviews you find out that they're just people, and you don't want that. You want to see gods play versus each other, and these two gods are going at it, but so many denies from Moonlight. He's gonna get smacked by Xantic a bit. Still does move away, has a healing salve, has some regen to work with. Same is true for Xantic, but mostly in the mana department there with the Mango.
Quite a bit of differences coming out from the two players, by the way. Moonlight has got the raindrop, but no magic stick. Xantic has a magic stick, does not want the raindrop just yet. I mean, I imagine it's coming on the courier, it is, but the way they prioritize different things, it's not like the mirror match in the previous one.
You are a math teacher, you're gonna calculate for me which one is better.
Probably the raindrops is a lot better, actually. Because the passive mana regen is great. You only get like, what, 15 health per shadow rays? It's not a whole lot. So it's much better if you can get the raindrop. They're going for it.
He's going level 5 Moonlight. There's the raise. He won't have the long range one. Does have a glyph if he wants to dive this. We'll get the deny on the flag prayer creep. Probably will be happy with that. Plus some damage onto the tower. As you mentioned, there's a lot more aggression in this one. So that hurts. Xantic. Be careful.
By the way, okay, they're both level 5. Moonlight hits it a tiny bit earlier. And, okay, they both take the same item. It takes same skill. Both of them 3 points in Shadow Rays right now.
Yep.
No Blood Grenade on Moonlight. That's going to be a bit of a problem if he wants to go for a kill.
He did buy it though, and the courier is bringing it as we speak. All of this trading has made sure that actually there's no bracers just yet. If you remember in the previous game, 3.5 minutes in, there was the first bracer coming out for XN who was winning, and then 5 minutes in, it was for Rabel who was losing, and he still got it. These two guys, I mean, they are just smacking each other.
They are. As Moonlight is out of raindrop charges, Xantic still has 3. You know, you want to have at least one, because like if you have 3, you might be able to use 1, at best 2 when the Shadow Rays come out, but at least 1 is very helpful.
There's not a huge difference in CS, but it is a solid blood grade. Oh, nice dodge on Moonlight. I mean, he just returned the favor to Xantic. Xantic did dodge 1 blood grenade with the salve. Moonlight, to be careful, does have 6 stick charges and the fairy fire, so he's not really close to death just yet.
No, he's kind of okay. Xantic going in. Jeez. It is a bit scary. It's quite scary. By the way, he drops an item on the ground just so he can get more out of the magic. So I think it was the gauntlet.
And there is a regen on the bottom, but the gentleman's agreement makes sure that you don't get it.
They both see it as well. They're both like, if only I wasn't such a nice guy.
Okay, I have a question for admins. If they make a gentleman's agreement, what happens if they break it, right?
Yes.
Is it just right now they make a gentleman's agreement, they tell it to the admin, they break it, and then it's like breaking the rules, you get disqualified? Or is it like, haha, I'm not a nice guy and now you're screwed?
It says they can't dispute it. I'm guessing that means they can't break it. No, wait, they can't dispute it means... No, I think that means that if you break it, you can't say anything. The other guy can't say it. It's like it's an agreement between gentlemen. So, Moonlight...
Oh, great.
Oh, Xantic plants a nice deep ward as well.
Yep.
I think it means that if you break it, it's fine. There's nothing that the other side can do.
Really?
Well, that's what I mean. Dispute means that you can't argue it. So... If otherwise, the admin would have said you can't break it. Oh, nice
the blood rain now. Moonlight is coming. There's no mana on Xantic. He turns around, uses the stick, and Moonlight got him. Ooh, barely. But considering that he has more denies, gets a kill as well. He's gonna be feeling really good about himself right now.
By the way, Xantic he took Presence of the Dark Lord at 6, not the ulti. It's why when he was going up higher on Moonlight, he was like, "Oh, I'm not scared of her." He must have noticed the aura on him.
Like what?
Also, Xantic's look at it. He's got no stats on him at all.
Is it Xantic trying to play this hard mode or something?
He's got nothing. He's got raindrop and a circlet. The other side we've got a bracer, another bracer on the way. Like, I mean, I know it's in the end it just comes out like a bracer difference, but that is something.
I mean, if you could buy raindrops level 1, I'd say these are level 1 items on a Xantic.
Right? And look at the health difference, 1100 to less than 900. Like Moonlight's crushing this if he wants to go for it.
Very weird coming out from a Xantic, not sure.
But, and there's a problem, a Xantic, you won't hit a power spike till 8, because at 7 you can take Shadow Rays or Requiem, but you can't take both. You have to get 8 to get the maxed out Shadow Rays and Requiem. It's very scary.
I mean, he got the raise. I think it was no question which one he was going to get. But yeah, now Moonlight knowing this, he can, if he sees an opportunity and the Xantic is low, just get close to him, die, and will still kill him, win, because he's gonna be 2-1 in terms of kills.
In fact, Moonlight can actually just stand in front of Xantic between him and the creeps, and Xantic can't come close. Because anytime you come in, Moonlight can just dance the ultimate away, and you're like, oh yeah, I can't approach.
He stopped his healing salve with the blood grenade, and now Xantic is super low. There's gonna be another long range raise by Moonlight. That, he's just threatening with it. Has the salve.
Stat difference, man. It's like you feel it. As Xantic loses another raindrop charge, he's down to 1. So does Moonlight actually, but again, the health difference makes it so much more important for Xantic.
I mean, the girl that you fought in Jiu-Jitsu class, she didn't feel the stat difference because she won. Now I'm gonna assume that she had lower stats, that the stat difference was bigger, and so Xantic can still win. That's the case. If you have the skill, you can still win.
Yeah, exactly. She maxed out agility, I maxed out strength, and that one agility won. You know.
Okay.
That's how it works. All right, they both have raindrops. Xantic close to 8, but still no Requiem, and we'll see what Moonlight if he wants to go for it before he hits 8.
Do you know how to do the Shadow Fiend dance before the Requiem? Have you ever tried practicing it in the mirror? I think every single Dota player in the world has done it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I like it. I remember seeing it in some of those tournaments where they're like, oh, we're going to do an animation. You tell us which hero does it. And I'm like, that one's very iconic. Moonlight down to half health. Might be. But, oh, Xantic.
You can go. I think you can go. Yeah. No, he can't go. He's slow. Moonlight, he turns around. Xantic, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's also raindrops on Moonlight, and he has a bracer, which you don't. He did buy boots on a Xantic, so that I guess that was the reason why Moonlight couldn't get closer. I guess it is strength versus agility, it seems.
And the Xantic TP's back, buys the smoke and the boots just so he can run back as soon as he can, but it is still a massive amount of time being lost for him.
Plus, the siege creep is attacking his tower. His tower is already half HP.
I don't think that we're gonna see, like, I believe it's tier 2 has to fall, right?
No, tier 1. Tier 1 falls, the game's
Tier 1?
over.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, then sorry, that is a bigger... I thought it was a tier 2 had to fall. I remember other tournaments do it like that, but we're better.
What?
So
What do you mean? Like, when you host a lobby in 1 versus 1, tower falls and it's over.
I totally knew that.
I know.
I was very aware.
You were testing me.
Moonlight though, he just needs 1 kill or to push the lane, and you can see why he's got a double bracer.
Moonlight. It might mean that Xantic can go for Requiem. Moonlight, yeah, there's the Shadow Fiend dance, and he stops. He's just showing off the moves.
He does. Moonlight double bracer. Whoa, that is interesting. Is he really going for Orb of Corrosion on Xantic? No way.
Moonlight forward. Are you getting tense in these moments? I am.
Yes. It's very much like, oh my guy is gonna die. Then he walks away like, oh, you really got me. Nice cut. Nice use of the blood grenade. Removes the salve from Moonlight.
He did use the raise, however, that he missed. So that is a long-range raise that you're not gonna have for a couple of seconds. And Moonlight has it, coming forward, blood grenade used, and there it is. This is what you do when you have a kill advantage. At Xantic, he got that kill, but he lost the game, and thus his team will not be going into the playoffs. This is a big deal. Rest Farmers were one of the favorites coming into the tournament, and they're out.
I mean, Monty did really well last time as well, so it's no surprising that they are able to make it this far. And we were looking at it, we were like, this is a close one. It was closer than the first one. It did look like Moonlight was just a little bit better. The more stats, I thought Xantic taking the level 6 Presence of the Dark Lord without his ultimate allowed Moonlight to get the first kill, and he snowballed out of that. It is, and you know it. If you're Moonlight, you can see the aura, -2 armor. You're like, all right, he's got no ulti. Let me just go at him. Oh, and
so. Go on.
Yeah, and also level 3, as Xantic took the 2nd point in the Necromastery, and he had only 1 point Shadow Raise. Moonlight had 2 harass advantage coming out there.
That was very weird coming out from him. I don't really know what he did there. Otomo again is being attacked by the Matrix. The agents want him, or he's an agent, I don't know. But either way, we will try to save him there. So now we know how the bracket will look. Liga will be playing versus Monty. So today's winner and today's loser are gonna be facing off, and then we will have Yellow Submarine versus Dandelions with Night Pulse and One Move waiting for the respective winners of those two series. For people that don't know, that it's gonna be their first time in this tournament. This is our 6th tournament, so they should know that it is just a 3-day playoff, the best of 3 grand finals, because we have 12 tournaments. There is no reason just to milk these players and just make them slave away for our entertainment, because they're gonna be playing so much in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel slightly bad for Monty. It's like, hey, you won, congratulations, you're up against probably one of the strongest teams in the tournament in Liga. You're like, oh crap, that ain't good. But kudos to One Move for making it straight away to the semifinals, money in the bag, more RES points, and much needed, because I don't think they did that well in the first tour. So I guess they're much closer to that LAN playoffs that we're looking forward to.
You know who did good in the first tour? In Amiga, and they only won 1 game in this group stage. For me, that is the biggest surprise. Everything else I can get behind of. Rest Farmers being eliminated, that's weird, but it was in the tiebreakers, so I can understand it. But an Amiga getting 1 victory, that is for me, like, I cannot even fathom how that happened.
Agreed. I also find it very surprising that this has occurred. For you went from champions to last place. They did change their carry from Violent to Lucas, and it looks like that has not. They're still ironing out the kinks.
It is what it is. In the end, we have our 6 teams that are in the playoffs. The playoffs are going to be started on the 21st, played until the 23rd, when the grand finals will happen. We already saw the standings, Otomo. Who do you think wins it? Before we throw it off to the break, go for that pause of today and tomorrow, coming back into the on the 21st. Who do you think takes it? Who do you think is, or which team do you think is going to be the strongest in this iteration of Regional Dota 2 series?
Oh man, Yellow Submarine has been looking hot. I think, but I love Rebel on Liga. I still think Liga might be the one that's going to go all the way and win the tournament in the end. I was looking at the 2 teams to see them, but I think I think Liga comes in looking really nice. So I'm going to go with Liga. I believe in them.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to your word. You're the analyst. You have to know these things. And guys, I just hope that Otomo hasn't spoiled the entire tournament for you. As we mentioned a couple of times, tomorrow is a day off. We allow these players to rest, to think, to prepare. And then we are gonna be coming back on the 21st, same time, same place, 14 CEST on this Twitch channel for more great Dota here at the Regional Dota 2 series.
It's hard to imagine a match without first blood. Drink it. Check it out. There are more chances you'll be paid at 1xBet.
One chance. One dream. One match. One energy. One fight. One aim. One action. One hope. 1xBet.
Fuck.
Use your skills into gaming. 1xBet.